give thanks to privately, and even people also, if you don't want to tell thanks in public to someone, you can tell them privately. And when we thank the Lord, it should be with the joy. We should thank with the joy and gladness. The singing is also worship and thanksgiving part of it. And it also says you can show your gratitude to the God by giving your time, money. Some people, most of the time in India, you will see people come and put 1 crore rupees or something in that thing, and then they just vanish. So they think that they give the money, so they are fine. But here it says, it's not like just giving you money. You will have to give your time, money, and your talents too. If you are a musician, then so you play for the God's glory. And also we see here, when you give thanks, you should give willingly. It's not like you keep murmuring, but just want to just say thanks. Don't do that. Just do willingly. You'll have to be thankful willingly. And when you give thanks, you give with your whole heart. It's not just a lip service. You just tell them with wholeheartedly. You tell thanks. And in Leviticus, there is one verse. It says, when you give thanks, when you give sacrifice offerings to the God, it makes sure that it will be acceptable to Him on your behalf. So that means, if you go and give some offering to the God, you put some money for God and you do some charity, that's not enough. When you do that, you will have to do such a way that you have a right motive. It's not that, okay, if I give this money, this thing is done. You don't do that. It says your heart should be right. You really feel about it and give it. So that's you should be acceptable. Otherwise, no matter how much you do, it's a waste. And then, when we should thank the Lord. So the Bible says very interestingly, so in normal circumstances we tell thanks when we are very happy. So other than that, we just don't even tell thanks. And here we see in Bible it says, give thanks in all circumstances. Just happiness. You have to be thankful in every circumstance. That's a will of God. It's not like just to tell it. That's what God wants you to do, is always be thankful. And if you see in one example, Job, there is a person in Job, a person called Job in Bible. So what happens to him is, pretty much all his children died, and all the stuff that he has is pretty much gone. There is some kind of storm, and so many things happened, everything is gone. He just left alone. So that's not probably the time to be thankful for anyone, because that's the most sorrowful and most down time. So during that time also, what he did is, he thanked God, and he says, in all this, Job did not sin by charging the God with wrongdoing. So simply what he said is, Job, with all his problems, he has so much of suffering, everything he lost, but still he simply said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord give, and Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. So that's the ultimate thanks somebody can give, is when you are going through the tough times, saying thanks to someone, especially to the God, is the most important. Now I will come to a good part of it. So the reason I just put through is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So these are the 3 buckets I chose. So what happens is, it's our attitude. Our attitude falls into these 3 buckets. It's time to time. Some people may have that they may fall in that bucket continually, forever. And somebody may be based on the circumstances or the situation, they fall into that bucket for a little while and then come out to some other bucket. So let's see what is I just want to first talk about good, but I thought that I'll start from bad and go to good. So the bad part of it, the ugly part of it is negative attitude. People will have all the time negative attitude. What they do is simply, they always fight with someone or the other. They're just quarreling with the other people, and they are unforgiving. So for God's sake, you say something to them, you're done. So they will never forgive you. And they have a bitterness towards the people. They don't like it. They just keep hating the people because that's the kind of attitude they develop. And they never have the gratitude. And they are very self-centered, very selfish. So these are the qualities, and nothing is enough for them. No matter you give them the $1 million, it's not enough for them. So unsatisfaction in their life. So the people's attitude is really, really bad. They are kind of, people that you don't want to be around. So there is an example in the Bible. So there are people, like we talked about the Israelites. So God, brought them from the slavery to the independence. They are free people in a country. So what happened is, they just praised it before because the Red Sea is departed and they, crossed the Red Sea and came over this side. And immediately they wouldn't have water to drink. They started grumbling. Why we came this side? We would have been the other side itself. We would have been better in the slavery than coming here and, dying. And there are so many instances. God gave them 40 years, free food, guys. They don't have to do anything. They can just sleep, get up in the morning, the sky is open, the food falling down. What they need to do is just gather the food they want to eat, and then eat, sleep, nothing else. I would love to do that if somebody gives me food every day. And these guys, after a few years, started complaining. What? Only we are eating this same thing, very chicken biryani, So that kind of deal. So they just wanted something else. They are never satisfied. They always grumble. Lord helped them many times. So many enemies surrounded them. He always delivered them. People, tried to attack them. He delivered them. He always helped them. But these guys had one little character is ingratitude. They are not thankful. Today they are happy because God gave them nice food or something. They are happy. They defeated the enemy. They are happy. Next day they don't listen to God. They will just try to do their own thing. So this is the attitude they have. Look at what happened on the other verse. In Judges 10:13 it says, because of the Israelites' ingratitude, God refused to deliver them. So because of the ingratitude, they did not kill someone, they did not do something. They are ingratitude. They are not thankful to the Lord what He has done. The Lord said, I will not deliver you. You see the history of the Israelites, even today. They are still fighting, right, for a piece of land. So they are not delivered from their enemy. They are surrounded by the enemy. Always they fight with Arabs or somebody. So it's already mentioned, I will not deliver you. There is one day God will deliver them, but it clearly says ingratitude. So God is doing so much to you, and if you are ingratitude, if you express your ingratitude, God need not do anything for you. So that's a very, very profound warning for everyone. So be thankful. It was a command before we saw that. It's be thankful. And here is the ingratitude that causes the God to be angry at you. And the next part is we see the bad part. So these are the people always grumbling and murmuring, and they are dissatisfied. So they will come and they'll say to you, thank you or something, but they really not mean about what they are saying. So people with this kind of attitude is very, very common. They can just tell you thank you on your face, and then go to the other side and say, what an idiot this fellow is. That kind of thing they can simply do it. And these are the people, it's very, we see them in the Hebrews, in Luke, if you see, there are 10 lepers. During those times, biblical times, leprosy is is a disease, it cannot be healed. Once people get a leprosy, they are put away from the cities, and they kept it outside, and then they just die like that. And there are 10 lepers. They were sitting somewhere there. Jesus was walking on the way. And then they came to know that Jesus is going. And they came to know that Jesus is healing a lot of people. So these people are just started shouting like nobody's business. They are just started